There we go. All right, Matt. It's all you, man. Now, this is the first member of Team Steele. His name is Matt. He's an internationally known Jeep expert, and he's got the same first name as me. That way we don't get confused. All we got to do is get in here and start ripping out this old suspension stuff right now. So we get that front drive shaft out of the way, and you can see there's not a lot of wiggle room coming out of that transfer case right there, right, Matt?
No, it's going to bind up in here for sure.
All right, so we're going to replace that with this upgraded rugged ridge drive shaft that we got from CSE Off-Road. And this is going to fix the problem, because if that's going to bind, there's no way it's going to work with 4.5 inches more with this axle dropping down, providing that lift. But that's all going to be fixed right here in this little CV joint, right?
Yeah, the two U-joints back to back allow for a lot more flex, and they also reduce the vibration that would happen with the original drive shaft.
So the 4.5 inches of lift is not going to be a problem for this.
Correct.
So we got just about all the stock stuff out of the way, and we're getting ready to install our new kit. This is the one that we got from the guys at CSE Off-Road. It's the Rugged Ridge kit, and it's going to give us about 4.5 inches of lift, and this is going to be nice. There's a couple good benefits to it. The only thing we're waiting on is that last lower control arm.
Right here.
Nice. Look at the timing on that. Here, I'll trade you.
Thank you.
There you go. That brings me to secret weapon number 2. This is Sharon. Now, Sharon can outbuild and outwork just about everybody around. So when you put Sharon and Matt and myself all on one team, we are virtually unbeatable. There is no way we're going to lose this thing here today. I'm feeling good about this,
So
aren't you?
am I. Very good about this. This is much stronger, much more durable, and the really good thing about this is it has grease fittings on both sides, so you can't get it wrong. I'll show you how to put it in right now.
Telling you, Sharon is all business. Bruno, you're going down. That's the bottom line. These are also about 1/2 inch longer right there, which is going to keep everything centered. It's going to keep our alignment spec. It's all going to look right and fit in right where it needs to. Now, there's one more thing going on while we do this, and that's this bump stop extension right there. We had to drill a little hole for that. We'll mount that in there. That way the bump stop will hit here when the spring is fully compressed, and that'll keep the tire from slamming into the side of the truck. So we're doing good. Shh, don't tell Bruno, but things are going really good over here. Okay, track bar relocator bracket, that's in place. We'll tie it all back in when we get the vehicle back down on the ground. Then you've got these disconnectable sway bar drop links right here. These are going to be really nice because when you're driving on the road, you got all the benefits of the sway bar. When you get out on the trails, you just disconnect them, pop that middle part out, and now you've got greater flexibility and all the articulation and everything that you're going to want when you're out on the road, and you hook it all back up and you drive home safely. And it moves us right back here to the shocks, and Matt's going to bring me up just a little bit because these shocks are just about ready to get tied in. I need to come up about another 1/2 inch or so, but I think, and that's getting there, dude. That is getting there real close, right? Perfect. All right. So keep in mind, we still have to tighten everything up, but it's all coming together. I can't wait to see this thing when it's on the ground. Welcome back. Now, things are moving along in the back, and it's even easier. Not that it was all that difficult up in the front, but this is a cakewalk back here. There's a couple little things that are different. You've got your emergency brake relocation bracket right up on here. We've got our hydraulic brake line relocator brackets. They're going to go right there on the side, and that'll keep the brake lines from getting all stretched out due to the lift, right? So you take a look, and I think, realistically, the only other thing is this track bar relocator bracket, right?
That's it.
So that's going to tie in right there. That's the only thing that gets a little bit complicated back here because that ties in with the differential. But Matt, I mean, seriously, how complicated is that, right?
Not bad.
Not bad. You can handle that, right?
I can handle it.
I'm loving this guy. That is why Team Steele is going to win this thing out here today. You're not looking for another full-time gig or anything, are you?
Yeah, you never know.
Let me tell you, dude, I'm going to save your number. I like this kit. Listen, we got a little bit back here to do, and then the lift kit is done, and this is going to look awesome. All right, let's get this spring out of here, right? There we go. We won't be needing this. The suspension is done, and I can't wait to see what this baby looks like on those bigger tires. It's going to look awesome. But now we got a little break in the action. We can come back up here and work on some of the other cool stuff that we're putting on this Jeep, namely some new trail doors. Now, Matt, if you can give me a hand here for a second, we'll get this door out of the way. If you've ever done this, you know the biggest pain in the butt is getting that little clip out of the way, but I got that. So we can get in here and work this out nice and slow. You got it? I appreciate it. So that door's going out, and these trail doors are coming in. Take a look at this.
Just so you know, I'm watching.
What are you doing over here? Stay on your side of the garage, all right? Don't interrupt me. These are the new trail doors from Body Armor. This is a cool off-road looking door, and nice and easy. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to maneuver, so we'll put that in there, and that will slide right down. Now when we shut it, right, you got the little striker on the inside. You can kind of take a look, and that is right there. And all we're gonna do is shut it, and since it's loose, it's gonna go right where it needs to go. That's it. Now we'll tighten everything down, and we know we're gonna have a good solid shut every time we close it. And this is gonna be nice looking. Look at that. We'll wrap them all the way around. Watch out, Matt. All right, got that out of the way. Now, one of the things that we noticed when we took that bumper off was that this hole and this one right there, they were noticeably smaller. And if you've ever put one of these aftermarket bumpers on, when we're running those bolts from the back side, you got the powder coat on there and this, that, the other, you want as much room to work with. It's gonna make your life a little bit easier. So we went ahead and took the stepper bit and made these a little bit bigger right here. There we go. You got it. I think that's about where we want it. You like that, Matt?
That looks good.
Okay, cool. So let's get this thing up. This is the new bumper that we're gonna put on the front from Body Armor. And this thing is big. All right, so we slide that on, and this is a high-tech bumper. Not only is it big and impressive looking, and if the car's in front of you at the bank look in their rearview mirror and they see this, they're gonna be getting out of your way, right? But you look at, you got the guard up here, the winch mount, the tabs are already there for the fairlead mounts. That's in there. You've got light holes right here. It's a high-tech, big bumper, man. I like it. It's going to be a nice little facelift for the front end of this thing. Now I've got my winch mounted up. It's a 10,000-pound version from Super Winch, and this is going to be just fine. That's going to be all that I need. Now I know Bruno went on and on about the fact that he has a 12,000-pound winch and I've got a 10,000-pound. Really, that just begins his overcompensation issues, and that could be an entirely different show. I don't even want to get into it. 10,000 pounds is going to be more than enough. Now let's talk accessories, because I've got some stuff that he doesn't have. First of all, I've got the cable and rope dampener. Now this is nice. Let's say you're getting pulled out or pulling somebody out and you've got the cable stretched tight. You hang that right on it. In the event of a failure, if it snaps and drops down, this will put it right onto the ground and it's not going to recoil and become a dangerous situation. So those are always good to have. A couple other little things that just make sense, like a strap like this. If you're pulling out, you got to wrap that around a tree. That's going to be much better than digging the cable through the tree. A little tree saver right there. Gloves, always a great idea, especially if you're working with cable. Now here's something that the B-Man does not have. This is the snatch block, and what this will do is, hypothetically, if he's stuck right here and I'm stuck right here, the winches don't really do us much good. We've got to be able to hook to something and pull it out. Well, we could wrap the cable around that, hook this to the tree, and now we can hook this and back that way. No matter what our angle is, we can get each other out, right? Now here's where it really gets interesting. He said I only have a 10,000-pound winch. Well, let's say I want to pull myself out. I want to hook to a pole that's right up there. So now we wrap the cable around this, and that doubles my pulling power if I'm pulling myself out. So now I've got 20,000 pounds, and that's more than enough. So B-Man, put that in your pipe and smoke it. So here's another cool thing that Bruno didn't know anything about, and this is going to take Team Steel right over the edge. We are replacing these stock Fender flares with these flat style ones from Bushwhacker, and these look great. When you get them on the Jeep, it really opens up the wheel well. It makes the whole thing look a lot more aggressive. Then you couple that with the bigger tires. This is going to look awesome. Now, Sharon, I know that there are some things that guys want to pay attention to when they're doing this, right?
Definitely. Two main things on this bulb here. There's two spots where you need disconnected. It's a simple twist right here behind the reflector and then a little zip tie. Make sure it's disconnected before you start to rip out this. There's gonna be little clamps in here that you're gonna have to use some power on. So you ready to rip and roll?
Are you ready to rip it out of there?
I think so.
Let's do it. Woman power, bring it on. Yeah, get it, girl. Come on. You got it. Yeah, nice job. See, Bruno could not have handled that. That was awesome. Good job, killer.
Thank you. That's woman power for you.
That's exactly. Now, what else you got to do here?
Just take these clamps out and then get ready to put the skeleton on and get ready for the new flare.
So you got it handled.
Totally handled.
I'm out of your way. All right, nice job. Thank you. Now we'll move on in here. Bruno was talking a little bit earlier about the performance upgrades. Well, we've got one of those ourselves. We've got the new K&N cold air intake that's going in right here. And this is going to be nice. It's pretty easy to do. You've got 3 brackets right here that you got to put in. We already put them in. Just takes a couple of minutes. And then this box will actually sit right down in 1, 2, 3, right down there on those brackets. And it's simply a matter of hooking up all the pieces. I mean, this goes in minutes. You've got your crankcase vent hose right there. Then all we have to do once that's all tightened up is drop the filter in. The cool thing about this filter is with K&N, they've got a 1,000,000-mile limited warranty on this thing. So it is going to last, and this Jeep is going to be breathing and running better for a long time to come. So Sharon has everything under control as far as the fender flares go up front. That brings us to the rear of the Jeep right here and to the rear bumper. Now Matt's got a big head start on this one, so let's get the stock one out of the way, all right? So that slides out easy, and we can take a look at the new one that we got from Body Armor and see what is going to happen with this. So we'll slide it in. Got to get it up over that hitch, right? There we go. Close enough. All right, that gives us an idea of what it's going to look like. Here's what I like about this, is you take a look at that stock bumper that was here, that wrapped around this corner. It was kind of weird with the flare. Now that that bumper is gone, look at that. It's huge. Everything is just wide open. There's a lot of real estate back there. I love the way that looks. Now, let's take a look at this as well. This is the big swing out tire rack, right? All right, I'll give you a hand with this. And we'll just kind of get this in place so we can see. That's what it's going to look like. Now, we're going with the 35-inch tires. You could hang one of those on that back door if you wanted to, but that's a lot of weight, and it could give you some trouble over time. This is going to be much better. So this bracket, we can just get it in place, tighten it down, hang the tire on that. That'll swing out and make things nice and easy. All right, let me get this down, and we can finish that up. You good? All right. Now we can swing over here and see where it all comes together. I mentioned the 35-inch tires a couple of times. You take a look at it. These are the BlackRock Yuma Series 908 wheels. What a beautiful wheel this is, man. It's a single-piece aluminum alloy construction. It's clear-coated, 8 holes, looking good with the black accents on the inside. Just a really nice wheel. And if you look at the color that we've got right here and the color of the Jeep, they really kind of match really nicely. It's kind of like the shoes match the rest of the outfit. And I'm envisioning all this, and now that I'm seeing the whole package come together, I gotta tell you, I almost feel bad for Bruno. Almost.